Well, hey there, boys and girls. Welcome to day one of Life Without Mr. Parrish. It's going to be equally as exciting, but just imagine my face on whatever teacher is in the room. This is your objective for the day. Write it down, teacher. If you need to pause it, go right ahead. Scatterplots and line of best fit, part 1, chapter 9. What is a scatterplot? Well, it's a chart that uses dots to represent data, of course. This is an example of one. Notice the dots that are there. What you have is you have a bunch of dots, like so, going up and to the right. And what this is saying is as a child's weight increases, the height increases, and vice versa. Usually as kids get taller, they tend to weigh more. So that's exciting. Very exciting. Another vocab word is correlation. Correlation is how the two sets of data in a scatter plot are related. There's 3 types of correlation that we're going to write out. In that first box, I want you to draw yourself a scatter plot, and I want you to put a bunch of dots going up and to the right. So this is like the problem that you saw before with height and weight. As one set of data increases, the other set of data increases. We're going to call that a positive correlation. Positive correlation. As one set of data increases, the other set of data increases. The more miles you run, the more calories you burn. As one increases, the other increases. In the middle box, I want you to draw a scatter plot with dots going down to the right, a negative slope. What this could represent is if you have gasoline in your car tank, the more miles you drive, the less gas you'll have in the tank. What this would be then is a negative correlation. If it looks like a negative slope going down and to the right, it's a negative correlation. Last but not least, in that third box, just put a bunch of dots everywhere. There's no obvious pattern, no obvious slope. It's not like you could draw a line through those points and say, yeah, it looks like those dots are going somewhere. Just put dots everywhere. That would be no correlation. You can't connect the 2 pieces of data. It's like the weather outside and my favorite TV show. You can't connect the 2. Although my favorite TV show is Full House, no matter what. Best show ever. Best show ever. So those are your 3 different types of correlations. What I'm going to ask you to do is take a few minutes and answer these 5 graphs in the little boxes below. Go ahead. right, what you should get is A should be a positive, B should be a negative. And you can tell because A, positive correlation, B, negative correlation, negative slope. This has no correlation whatsoever, no pattern, just a bunch of dots everywhere. You're going to want to say that this guy is like both positive and negative, but there's no such thing. You can't have both positive and negative. Similarly, this looks like both negative and positive, but you can't have that. No such thing. So it's easy when you have the pictures. What if you don't have the pictures? So take a few minutes and do these. I want you to read through each one, picture in your head what the graph might look like, and then label the correlation. All right, here we go. First things first, you're going to picture what a scatter plot would look like. And so I'm just going to draw one out real quick, really simple. Let's just put miles down here, and we'll put gas in the tank. I think I accidentally already said this earlier. If you start out with, like, I don't know, 15 gallons of gas, the more miles you drive, the less gas you're going to have. So what that creates is a negative slope. And again, looking at problem 2, we accidentally did the same thing once or twice. Say you have child's age. I think we did height and weight, but age and height. As a kid gets older, he's going to get taller. And this is a child, so that's going to be positive. Things change when you're an adult, and as you're really old, you start to shrink. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to live forever. Someone's IQ and hair color, No correlation, no blonde jokes, please. We don't need that. Plus, the smartest person that's usually in this room is bald, so that doesn't make sense. Mr. Parrot's good looks and age. Now, I know you're going to want to say negative, and shame on you for saying that. I want you to put my looks over here and my age over here. The way you're going to view this is no matter what age I am, I usually rank around a 10. So I was born perfect. I'm going to die perfect. And when you have a line that's neither going up nor down, that's actually no correlation. So good for you, those of you who said no. I'll even take the positive ones, but those of you who said negative, teacher, find out who they are, kick them out. And then last but not least, the number of hours somebody works and the amount of money in their paycheck. Well, the more you work, the more you get paid. So that's a positive. Oh, good job, boys and girls. You did great. So let's take a look at actually graphing some of these. Let's take a look at graphing. What we have here is we are to make our own scatter plot and give the correlation. So let's do this one together. You have your x-axis down here, you have your y-axis over here, and we're just going to graph some points. 3, 5 has you go 3 right, up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 6, 9 has you go right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2 is right here. 7, 11, Mr. Surface's favorite food place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 7, 11. 4, 6, 4, 6. 7, 9 is going to be 2 below 7, 11. And that's our scatter plot. Done. What kind of correlation is this? Positive. Because you can imagine a line going up and to the right. So you get the idea. Teacher, if you need to pause it and let people catch up, that's fine. But I'm going to move on to the next one. And I'm going to let you guys try this one out on your own. All right, problem, or point rather, 113. That's right one up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right 2 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 7 goes there. 3, 5 goes there. 4, 3 goes there. 5, 1 right there. And we have ourselves a good old negative correlation. All right. Now what we're doing as we figure out correlation is we figure out imaginary lines that we could draw out. What if we could actually draw that line though? If we were to draw a line that fits the data, believe it or not, it's going to be called a line of best fit. Algebra 1 classes tend to call it a trend line because it trends in the data or it best fits a data. Either way, those are good words. But if I give you a picture like that and I ask you to draw the line of best fit, which I'm going to ask you to do, you can't draw a straight line that goes through every dot. What you're going to do is you're going to draw a straight line that goes nicely in the middle of everything. You're not going to hit every dot. You may not even hit any dots, but it's supposed to go through it. Okay? It's not going to go below it. It's not going to go above it. It's not going to be some kind of crookedy looking thing like that. You know, that doesn't seem to make sense. You're going to want a nice straight line pretty much in the middle of everything. That is a line that best fits our data. Now, there's a way that we could use our calculators to do this. And there's only one man who can do that job.
Hey, y'all. Peyton Manning here, quarterback for the Denver Broncos. And I'm going to teach y'all how to do lines of best fit for scatter plots. Alright, y'all, let's see what we got going on here. We got ourselves a nice scatter plot. And we have ourselves our TI-73 calculator. Alright, y'all, my job is to find the equation for the line of best fit. I'm going to use a process called linear regression. I have myself a negative correlation and several coordinates on this here scatter plot. Just what I did for you is I made myself a list of points so you don't have to look at them all. You're welcome. We got ourselves some fine colors here, Broncos colors. Alright, y'all, here are my coordinates. This is what I'm going to do first. Y'all do this with me now. Go to the list button in the middle there, list. In L1, I'm going to put my domain, my X values. In L2, I'm going to put my range, my Y values. So I'm going to start typing. Here we go, y'all. 1, enter. 2, enter. 3, enter. 4, enter. 5, enter. 6, enter. And 7, enter. Great job, y'all. All right, here we go to line 2. We're going to put in our range, our Y values. Here we go, y'all. 12, enter. 11, 10, 8, 5, 2, and 1. Oh, that's a 4. Just kidding. 1. That's the fine thing about making mistakes. You can always fix them. Unless you don't win a Super Bowl. You can't fix that unless you win another one. Anyway, I'm getting off track, y'all. Here we go. I'm going to go up and check my points to make sure that they're good. And it looks like they are. Fantastic. Now I need to make my line of best fit. All right, y'all. Pay close attention. What I have to do is I have to quit by going to second mode. All right. Last thing I need to do is I need to go to second, list, and that takes me to several options. Look at those options up top. I'm going to hit right until I go to calc. Now, what I told you before, the process that we're going to use is linear regression. So I'm going to go down to 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to hit enter. Oh, there's lin reg, ax plus b. I'm going to hit enter one more time. Oh, and boy howdy, I got myself an equation. Y equals ax plus b, where a is -2 and b is 15. Well, what does that mean? What I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute -2 for a and 15 for b, and that would look just like this. All right, y'all, looks like my answer is y equals -2x plus 15. Great job, y'all. We just used linear regression to find the line of best fit for a scatter plot. That's terrific. Boy, that's more exciting than throwing a scoring touchdown, the winning touchdown, in a big game, which I've done many times because I'm Peyton Manning. Thanks for watching. Go Broncos! Now, how do I turn off this iPhone cellular thing? Is it that? No, it's not that button. Oh, here it is.
All right, so let's do this one together. Let's do what that handsome lad in the video told us to do. Graph these points, 3, 1, so right 3, up 1, 3, 3, right 3, up 3, 4, 2, which is you go right 4, up 2, up 4, 4, there's that point right there, 6, 4, and 6, 6. Again, if you need to pause this to let everybody catch up, please do. What we're going to do is we're going to use our calculator to find the line of best fit. So if you do that, you remember the buttons that you hit the list button first. When you hit the list button, don't write this out in your notes, just make sure you're looking at the board. When you hit the list button, this guy pops up. And you put in all of these points. So 3, 1 has you go 3 left, 1 on the right. So hit 3, enter, 1, enter. Hit 3, 3, 4, 2, 4, 4, 2 more to go, 6, 4, and 6, 6. Again, you're not writing this down. Nothing should be written down in your notes except for the dots, but that is what you do. After you have your list filled out, and again, if you need to pause the video, please do, you're going to hit second mode. That gets you to quit. Second list takes you to stat. Go right until you hit calc, lin reg, and then hit enter. And your calculator is going to tell you y equals ax plus b. When it does, if you have to round it, round it. But when it does, it gives you your line of best fit. The equation for the line of best fit is y equals 1x. We'll just say y equals x plus -1. So we'll just say -1. That is your line of best fit. So again, if you need to rewind this, teacher, if you need to rewind this, please do. I guess we should probably draw that line out. Just draw a nice little line that fits right in the middle of everything. There you go. There you go. Gorgeous. I'm going to give you a minute to do this on your own. All right, so here are your points. You have 1, 1. You have 2, 1. You have 3, 2. You have 4, 3. 4, 3. You have 4, 2. You have 5, 3. You have 6, 3. You have 7, 3. After you type out everything in your calculator, you're going to have to do some rounding, but your line of best fit is going to be y equals 0.4x plus 0.7. You're going to take a straight edge, you're going to draw a line, fits nicely through everything. Dunzo. One more to go. We're going to skip that last one. We're going to skip the one that says Recreation Expenditures. I know it sounds exciting, but we're going to skip this one. Last two problems. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start this out, and I'm going to ask you to wrap up the problem. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit. Yeah, that's much better. First things first, these numbers are pretty big. Not so much these numbers. Those numbers aren't super bad. Great movie, by the way. Those numbers are super bad. Obviously, I'm not going to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, because, you know, if it goes up to 633, you're going to run out of room. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go by 50s. So I'm going to say 50, 100. That's kind of hard to see. So, in fact, every other space I'm going to make 100. So 150, 200, 250, 300. Another good movie. That was all right. 400, 500, 600, 700. I'm going to stop at 700. And the reason why I'm stopping at 700 is 633 is my biggest number. What I'm going to do with the x values is every other space is going to be 10. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and really that's more than enough. That's it. What you're doing with these is you're going to put points in the general area of where you think these would be. So 6 to 76. Obviously, I'm not going to get out a magnifying glass and really figure out where 6 is, but 6 is kind of like in that area. That's where 6 would be. But if I wanted to match up 6 with 276, I'm going to move that dot up. Here's 250. There's 250. So 276 is going to be in between 250 and 300, right there, give or take. It's not going to be perfect. I don't expect it to be. Now take a minute and put the rest of these dots down. All right, very good. Let's fill the rest of this out. 7,260 is going to be in the same general area, so something like that. 10,220 is going to be right around here. 19,388 is going to be something like that. 2430 is going to be something like that. Let me see. 27,550 is going to be way up here. Let me move it up just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. And then we have 633, which is going to live right around there. According to our line of best fit, and tell you what, let me give you a minute to do that as well. If you're wondering exactly how you're going to make a line of best fit, and you hit that list button, you know, these are going to be your L1 values, and these are going to be your L2 values. So the first dot that you would put in would be 6, and that matches up with 276, and then you put 7,260, and blah, 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 blah. So let me give you a minute and find your line of best fit. All right. Y, you're going to have to round again. Your line of best fit is Y equals 14x plus 151. If your rounding's not exactly the same, it's not the end of the world. You're not looking for perfection. You're just looking for accuracy. This is where I rounded it. Now, when it says 11, use the equation to estimate how many calories are in a meal with 14 grams of fat. Remember, the grams of fat is your X down here. That's grams of fat. So when I'm going to use the equation, when I use the equation to estimate how many calories, you're going to do Y equals 14 times 14 again. So that 14 came from the green or the red equation above. I'm going to make this 14 green. Plus 151. And the number that you end up with should be 347 calories. Yep, that should pretty much do it. That should pretty much do it. Like I said, we're skipping this guy. Your homework is to get out that homework packet and do the first 10 problems. Thank you for being such a terrific audience. If anything needs to be rewound, do that. Of course, you could just watch my YouTube again if you want to. I'm going to post this on YouTube, and I know you guys get super bored when you get home. You can watch this. Oh my goodness. Bye.
Please go to your locker to report to your bus immediately. Thank you.